YouTube, what it do? I'm back. It is I, the man, the myth, the legend, the infamous Tr3 Dawg, coming at y'all with another reaction video. But before we get into that video, if this is your first time coming across my channel, then you're not quite familiar with the rules set in place yet. So please, allow me to break them down for you real quick. So, since this is your first time watching one of my videos, and that means that you are now an honorary member of the Dawg House. Honorary. If you want to become an official member, if you want to be gang, you want to be phone them, all you gotta do is 3 simple things. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. It'll really help me out a lot. Not only that, but it is absolutely free. Yes, it costs you $0 to show your boy some love. So why not, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, we got a juicy one today, y'all. The video that we're about to watch is going over the dreaded double standard. You know what I'm saying? So it's about to get toxic. And for the people who don't know what double standard is, I got the definition on file for you. Don't worry. Tr3 Dawg got you. The definition of double standard is a rule or principle which is unfairly applied in different ways to different people or groups. Let me make a prediction. What type of double standards are we gonna see in this video? I ain't gonna lie, a lot of double standards benefit women. What's a few of them? Oh, perfect. Look at me. I'm a fat motherfucker. I'm a big old fat boy. Now I got a little bit of muscle on me, you know what I'm saying? A little muscle, but I'm a pretty big porkster, you know what I'm saying? But if a woman is fat, you can't call her a fat motherfucker. You gotta call her a BBW, you know what I'm saying? A beautiful black woman. You know what I'm saying? Or a plus-sized woman. That's a double standard. You can't call a woman fat. What's another one? It is socially acceptable for a woman to be a bum. What do I mean by this? Okay, just envision. All right, for example, let's say there is a chick in her mid-20s. Let's say 26, 27. It is socially acceptable for her to work at CVS, making 16 bucks an hour. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got a car. She riding the bus everywhere. She live with her mama. You know what I'm saying? We call those women strong, independent women that are just figuring themselves out. Now let's turn that woman into a dude. He's working at CVS. He's a cashier at CVS. He's 27. And he doesn't have a car. He's riding the metro everywhere and he lives with his mama. That nigga is a loser. You know what I'm saying? Double standard. It ain't fair, but guess what? Life's not fair. Shit, even if you're an average dude making the average income, I think the average income for an American, at least in the ages of 27, 28, making like between 40 and 60K. You know what I'm saying? Bitches want a nigga that's making 6 figures minimum, which is, by the way, only like 20% of the US population. But even for a man, if you're average, you're looked at as below average. So that's another double standard in the favor of women. What's another one? Okay, let's say you're at Walmart, right? And you just minding your business, just buying a couple of groceries, and you see some girl and her boy getting into it. She just found out that he cheating on her. You know what I'm saying? She blows a gasket. She starts screaming, cussing him out, saying he ain't shit. Probably slap him around a few times. I mean, yeah, we gonna look at her like she a crazy bitch, but she really ain't gonna have no consequences. Now let's reverse it. Let's put the roles on a man. He finds out that shorty cheating on him, and he starts screaming. He starts going belligerent, start hitting on the bitch. Not only is he going to jail, he might get his ass beat. You know what I'm saying? There's Captain Save-A-Hoes everywhere. So I ain't gonna lie, a lot of these double standards that I'm predicting is in women fat. Hey girls, I ain't saying a woman's life is easy, but y'all live life on easy mode compared to a man. But enough of yapping, enough chit chatting. Let's get into this video, y'all. All right, we got The Worst Gen Z Double Standards by Burdie. Let's get into this.
Double standards. We've all experienced something in life that just wasn't fair. And there were probably some points in life where you got the more favorable outcome. And what a double standard is, it's a principle set in place that highly benefits one person and then leaves another person in the shitter. I wouldn't have gotten this video idea if it wasn't for Tommy NFG, so the link to his channel will be in the description.
Shout out
Whether
Tommy
you're at
MFG.
school, work, or in the dating game, there's a lot of shit that's gonna be unfair. Now we need to start with being short versus being tall. Now, unfortunately, you can't really do much about this. I mean, there really are some motherfuckers out there that get height surgery, which is crazy. They'll get some metal rod inserted into their leg.
A man getting height surgery or any type of like hairline surgery, lipo. Like, bro, you're just as bad as the bitches getting these BBLs. You know what I'm saying? Stop being so insecure, bro. God don't make mistakes. So what if you short? That's out of your control, bro. Stop trying to change things that you cannot control. If you're fat, you can change that. And let me not be a hypocrite. I'm a fat motherfucker, but I've been hitting the gym. You know what I'm saying? I've been changing up my diet. You feel me? But yeah, man, if it's something that you cannot control naturally, don't be insecure about it.
Now, I'm not short myself, okay? But, you know, sometimes when you're
I'm not short neither. I'm
6'1". Take you serious. The amount of times people will clown you, give you a little head pat and be like, oh, you're getting up there, buddy. Even like your family clowns you. Like that's some shit your uncle would say to you at the function. But they're also making a bunch of products that like quote unquote increase your height. I guess they just make you appear taller. Like I found these height boosting shoes on Instagram. But I feel like if you wore shit like people are gonna clown you even more because when it comes time to take your shoes off, you're suddenly gonna drop like 4 inches. But especially like those height boosting.
I seen Casanat wearing those on stream.
Plus, if you wear these, you're probably gonna trip in public, which is even more embarrassing. But when it comes to dating as a short guy, even if you are above the average height, which is like 5'9",
back to what I said about being average. In the eyes of women, he just said that the average height for a man is 5'9". That's average. But women consider that short. You know what I'm saying? I'm 6'1". I'm not a short guy. And bitches still think I'm short. If you're not at least 6'4", you're a midget in the eyes of women. Sad, but the truth.
Still not accept that. Like, you gotta be as tall as the green giant or else it's over. You're done. Like some people that are like say 5 feet tall are gonna say like, oh, I need somebody that's 6'4". Like they're almost a whole 1.5 feet taller. But at the end of the day, I get it though. You know, people have their preferences. But me personally, that just wouldn't work for me. I just don't see the vision here.
Preferences are okay, but it seems like men get demonized for their preferences. If a man says that he don't want a fat bitch, which I personally, I don't judge. I love my thick queens out there, you know what I'm saying? You just can't be bigger than me. And I'm 6'1". I'm out of the 300 club. Like I said, I've been working out, you know what I'm saying? Get my muscle up. I'm out of the 300 club, but I'm a cheeseburger and a medium fry away from being back in that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But if a dude says that he doesn't date fat chicks, he's now fat phobic and a misogynist. But a woman can say she don't want a dude that's shorter than 6 foot. So preferences are acceptable, but it feels like men get dragged in the mud for their preferences.
Like, I'd have to look way down at them every time I gotta talk to them. And this also happens to girls that are taller too, same type of thing. But when you're tall, motherfuckers act like you're an NBA prospect and you just gotta get ready to be drafted, because if you don't, it's just wasted potential. The NBA is calling your name, especially if you're over 6 feet. People are gonna expect you to play basketball. But next we gotta talk about being ugly versus being pretty. Now, of course, there's gonna be a lot of double
pretty privilege is a
take
thing
place here. Like, if you're a more attractive person, people are going to treat you a lot better, you know, especially when it comes to shooting that first shot or flirting or whatever. I'm just going to make an example hypothetical. I'm not saying everybody does this, okay? But if a guy hits on a girl and she sees him as a 10 out of 10, vice versa, it's fine. But if you go up to her and she sees you as ugly, oh, she's
you're harassing her
now, bro. It's over. And sometimes craziest part is some motherfuckers will film you. People will flame you in the group chats. I don't know. Maybe that's just like a on the internet thing, because that's that's just what seems to go viral. People are just stretching the truth, saying they got harassed at the gym or some shit, even though bro just asked if you were using a machine. And there were actually people in the comment section that said, oh my god, this is harassment, unbelievable. That's why I'm a little bit nervous to approach people. You don't know what kind of person you're gonna have to deal with. Most people are nice and down to earth though. You're occasionally gonna meet some crazy people though. But another place where pretty people seem to thrive is Instagram or TikTok. Like some girls and guys like do some videos where like, I don't know, a girl will do some TikTok dance and then a guy will do like some cringy ass thirst trap video. And then a month later, he's a social media sensation. He's getting brand deals. He got millions of followers just because so many people find him attractive. But if a dude that people think is ugly is doing the same shit, nah, it's over. Say goodbye to your digital footprint too. Now you are on camera, swinging your goddamn feet in the air in max resolution. Say goodbye to any job you wanted in the future, bro. It's gone. Now we gotta talk about being the oldest sibling. All right, listen, if you're the oldest sibling, you are getting reprimanded to hell, bro. Your parents are not letting anything slide. You're their first kid, so they're gonna make sure that everything goes right and that you're a fucking doctor that went to Harvard.
And
you live in a nice suburban home with a family of 4 and a white picket fence. They want everything to be perfect. That was a bit of an over-exaggeration, but you get it. Me and my brother were twins, so we were born on the same day, and we didn't have any younger sibling. We were both raised at the same time, and yeah, our parents were kind of overprotective sometimes. Like, I would always have to leave sleepovers early. I couldn't stay at my friend's house to sleep over until I was in like 6th grade. So I have some friends that are the oldest in their family, and then I have some friends that are the youngest. And the people that have told me they're the youngest sibling,
the youngest child gets it so much easier.
Like super laid back with them and they really don't care what they do, because as the oldest I couldn't even do anything on my own. Now that I've entered adulthood like a few years ago, I can pretty much do whatever the hell I want now. So it does get better when you get older, but some parents are too much of a helicopter parent. They don't know how to let go, you know, because the oldest for them is like a fucking trial run. They don't really know exactly what they're doing yet. They kind of just have to figure it out as they go. So of course that's why they're going to be like more overprotective, and sometimes they will favor the youngest child. They'll let them do anything. Like say the youngest child smashes a plate or something. Oh, he's just a little rambunctious. But if the oldest kid had the urge to just fucking throw a plate on the ground, he's grounded, he's losing his Xbox, he's losing his phone. Now he's locked up in solitary confinement. While the youngest kid, nothing happened to him. He left that situation scot-free. I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but those are just experiences I've heard from people having a younger sibling. Okay, now we gotta talk about being fat versus being skinny. My experience of being fat in elementary school, people just absolutely cooked me. And I was just getting roasted like no tomorrow. And I mean, I was kind of asking for it. You know, my diet was horrible. Like I was eating Oreo cakesters almost on a daily basis. And every snack I saw in the aisle that was either sweets or just junk food in general, I would want to put that shit in the cart. We would be leaving with like $300 grocery store orders because of my fat ass. Half the damn cost was due to my snacks. So I would just look at an item and be like, please, can we get this? Please, can we get this? My parents tried to instill healthy eating habits in me, but it just didn't work. As a result, I went to school and I just got cooked. That's what happened. But I feel like nowadays...
Now, I didn't get bullied for being fat because I wasn't popular. I was just the dude that everybody knew. Everybody was cool with. But I will say, and if you know, you know, them roast sessions in the cafeteria, you could be flaming the shit out of that nigga. And all he has to say is that you're fat. And the roast session is over. You know what I'm saying? You could be talking about his shoes, his clothes. He don't get no bitches. The moment he calls you fat, he won.
When there's somebody who's a girl that's fat, that's getting made fun of, a bunch of people like to point towards body positivity. But
I fucking hate that, bro.
Remain the ass crack of the joke. It's one thing if it's just a joke between friends, but sometimes
they got a whole category, bro. Like they got plus size and then they got BBW. With men, you got big and tall, and for big and tall, I would consider like Shaquille O'Neal. Because Shaquille O'Neal, he's a big motherfucker, but he ain't fat. Rod Wave, he just a fat, funky nigga. You know what I'm saying?
mad annoying. But if it was my friend that was like constantly getting joked about, yeah, I would feel bad for bro. Because I wouldn't want to hear shit like, oh, I ate all the snacks or I caused an earthquake every day either. Like Queso, for example, he plays into the joke, but I'm sure he gets tired of it at some point, especially when there's like thousands of chat messages. And there's also some people that just go way too far and just say shit that's just uncalled for. Okay, but
Yeah,
next we gotta talk about
one thing I will say
is
is that jokes are funny. There is a fine line between joking and being insulting. You know what I'm saying? So, but let me step off that soapbox.
bias. Now, of course, in some work scenarios, your boss picks favorites, or they just pick people to screw over for whatever reason. Like, for example, you take a little extra time on your break for the day because you were working hard, or you were slaving away in that damn office, and then your boss is on your head for going 1 minute over your break. Oh, the favorite though, oh, he could go 10 minutes over his break, and no one gives a they act like in that 1 minute they were about to lock in this crazy deal that was gonna make the company millions of dollars. When I was new at my supermarket job, people did not like me, alright? They were finding any reason to get on my head. And I mean, I sucked ass at my job, so you know what? It was kind of deserved. But sometimes they just yelled at me for no reason. Like one time I wanted to call in sick, and it's not like it was a reoccurring thing. Like I constantly was calling in sick. I felt like I ate a burrito out of the cafeteria, like I was just not feeling it. I didn't want to throw up on the register or anything. It would have just made things worse. But what she said to me was, oh, so you can go into school, but you can't come to work? At this point, I couldn't drive. My parents weren't home, so I just had to thug that shit out at school. And I tried explaining that to her, but she just wasn't getting it. After I explained it to her, she had this snarky attitude. She was like, okay, got it. All right, bye. I think this lady was like a manager, I'm pretty sure. It's not like I called out sick like 20 times either. Like, could I please just stay home, bro? I feel like death. I'm about to throw up. But what's crazy is that these managers would be doing the same shit. They would take a lot of days off and they would take long breaks. But next we got to talk about body count. All right. Now, of course, this one favors guys, you know, like if guys have like an extremely...
Not in this day and age. Not in 2025. Like, it is liberating for a woman to have hella bodies, bro. Which, I mean, I think they're just coping. In real life, we know that if you have multiple sex partners as a woman, you're a slut. Let's call a spade a spade.
Body count, they're seen as a beast. Everybody sees them as a legend in the streets and the sheets. But yeah, for going around as a guy doing that, you will be praised. But as a girl, people would call you a hoe.
Because you have to, as a man, you have to work for your bodies. You know what I'm saying? Let me break it down to you. And I'm gonna make this quick. When it comes to sex, women are the prize. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to prizes, you have high value prizes and you have low value prizes. Trey, what's a low value prize? Something that's easily obtainable, something that anyone can have. You don't really have to work hard for it. Let's use when you were in school. You know what I'm saying? You get the little gold star sticker. You know what I'm saying? That is a prize. But nobody really respects that prize. Versus something that you have to work hard for, something that you have to be a winner to obtain. Let's use a gold trophy. Which prize, because they're both prizes, which prize will you value and cherish? The gold trophy or the gold star sticker? Just saying.
Your friends would cook you. Say a guy and a girl both had over 300 bodies. They're both hoes. I don't care.
Nah,
like, the guy
I disagree.
Is not a legend. He has like 50 STDs he's not telling you about. And it's the same dudes that be sleeping around that are like, oh, I want her to have 0 bodies, 0 history with other guys, been in 0 relationship. That's not going to happen nowadays.
It'll take.
We're not in the 1950s anymore. If you're around the age where you want to settle down with somebody seriously, they've definitely been in relationships with other
but the
guys.
lower the better.
But next we got money, paper, cheese, whatever the hell you want to call it. If you're a guy, you got to stack that cheese. Again, this is probably just an online thing, but I've seen videos of people saying like, oh, if you don't make 50K a month, you're broke and no girl's gonna want to date you. But that's not true at all, bro. All you gotta do is be able to provide for your family. That's really it. You don't have to have yachts, mansions, supercars, any of that shit. It doesn't matter. It's nice, but it's just material goods at the end of the day. That shouldn't matter when it comes to your physical connection with another human being. And if someone somebody really cares about you and money's tight, they will be there for you in that situation. Instead of saying some bullshit like, ugh, ew, you're broke now. Goodbye. And it's always the people that sit on their ass and do nothing that always say shit like
Facts.
that, which is crazy. Like, how are you gonna tell me I gotta make $300K a year when you don't even have a job? That is crazy. But sorry, half this video sounded like a an ASMR video. I'm recording this shit at 2 a.m. But as you could tell from this video, social media has caused a lot of problems for dating. If you want to find out why, click on this video. Just do it.
Well, that's the video, y'all. If you're enjoying the content and you want to stay in the loop of what I'm doing, please make sure you add me on all these social media platforms. Link will be down below in the description. We on the road to 1,000, baby. So like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. But until next time, one love and Godspeed. Peace.